Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is John Prosser, and I would like to present to you a proven and compassionate plan which is the solution to the problems associated with two silent epidemics that are devastating and that threaten every American. I do have very good news for you, and I will outline the solution. However, I need to start by explaining the epidemics. Epidemic number one. There are 600,000 brain injuries in automobile accidents every year in America. This is more than one every minute of the year, and that does not count the tens of thousands of spinal cord injuries. Please visit the United States Brain Injury Association, the Brain Injury Association of America. Please visit their website to learn more about brain injuries, the devastating impact it can have on the person who's injured as well as the family. The second epidemic, according to the Harvard Medical School study, there are 2 million bankruptcies due to medical bills every year in America. 2 million bankruptcies due to medical bills every year in America. Unbelievable. Please visit the Harvard Medical School website to review their study and learn more. Now, with respect to brain injuries, please take note that of the survivors annually, 80,000 Americans will try to cope with lifelong loss of function. I believe this is a significant financial threat to you and your family. According to the Centers for Disease Control, in the year 2000 alone, the total costs for brain injury in America totaled $60 billion. It is certainly true that those poor souls who comprise the group of 600,000 brain injured in automobile accidents are in the pool of 2 million people who file bankruptcy due to medical bills every year. I believe if you are like me, then you will agree that these two issues are silent epidemics. And by that I mean most people are simply unaware of them. I believe that these circumstances are tragic and devastating for families. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not exaggerating. These two issues are a national crisis. This video presentation is meant to be informative, alarming, and a call to action from you, the viewer. Please understand why it is important that you take action immediately. It is because you are at risk. You or someone you love, a family member or a friend, could be catastrophically injured in an automobile accident and be left without health services and become bankrupt. I believe these circumstances can be dealt with effectively and compassionately with a proven system that has worked in Michigan for 30 years. This system is the solution. The Michigan no-fault automobile insurance law has been hailed as the finest model in America by the insurance industry. It provides unlimited medical benefits for life for injuries sustained in an automobile accident. I believe that through sharing this information with you, my fellow Americans, and encouraging you to take action in your state, that we can change the automobile insurance law in your state and thereby protect you and your family and friends from the devastating financial conditions that accompany these silent epidemics. What can you do, you ask yourself? Well, you can do a lot by becoming a part of the solution. Please study this issue and then take action. Please forward emails to your friends, to your families, to your local media, and to your state legislators, encouraging them to view the solution video. And then ask them to read the book, The Educated Consumer's Guide to No-Fault Automobile Insurance, which is available at authorhouse.com. This book outlines the solution. Then find a sponsor in your state legislature to create a bill to make this a law in your state. Let me suggest to you that you and your family deserve this law, ladies and gentlemen. And let me ask you this question: why don't you have it? We've had it in Michigan for 30 years. I would suggest to you that it's simply because people don't know about it. Now, I'm attempting to help you, the viewer, to do what I've asked you to do, and I've provided a link with all of the email addresses and all of the fax numbers for senators, congresspeople, and governors all over America. Please contact your local community service groups like the JCs, the Optimists, the Rotarians, the Kiwanians, and your state Brain Injury Association chapter, and ask them to help spread the word by sharing this video called The Solution. Contact the professional associations in your state, the Physicians Association, the Hospitals Association, the Therapists Association, and ask them to study the issue and lobby the legislature with an email campaign directing them to the solution video. If you are with the media, please contact my publisher, Author House, and ask for a free review copy of my book. They can be reached at pressreleases@authorhouse.com. You can also call them at 888-728-8467. I believe that this solution will manifest nationwide because it has worked for 30 years in Michigan, and because when other Americans like you hear about this solution, you will want the solution and all of the benefits that it affords. I have firsthand experience for 14 years working with catastrophic automobile accident victims, and I can tell you that you are unprepared should this happen to you. Please study this video and then see yourself as a potential accident victim, and then share this video with your local media, with your state legislature, and your family and friends. A brain injury happens every minute of the year in America in an automobile. Every minute of every year, a brain injury happens in an automobile, ladies and gentlemen. You are at risk. This is truly a silent epidemic. Please Google brain injuries and read the articles that explain how even a mild traumatic brain injury can cause significant loss of executive function in your brain and cost serious money to provide aggressive rehabilitative therapies, which are very important for regaining brain function, and which are most often unavailable to most Americans due to a lack of insurance coverage for these therapies. Please imagine what a catastrophic automobile accident would mean to you and your family. Are you prepared financially to support yourself or your loved ones if this tragedy visited you or your family? I pray that this horrendously challenging circumstance never visits you. However, the law of averages indicates that you are in fact at great risk to be one of these life-altering statistics. Have you ever contemplated the medical benefits coverage level of your automobile insurance? Do you know what your level of coverage is? Do you know the levels of coverage you have with your health insurance? Please consider that annually in the United States of America, there are over 210,000 automobile accidents just from drivers who run red lights, which results in 180,000 injuries. Please visit the website driveandstayalive.com and then understand that there is a real threat that you or someone you love could be a victim of a catastrophic automobile accident. Please let me share with you what you would be dealing with if in fact you are in a catastrophic accident. After the emergency medical technicians team takes you from the accident to the hospital, your family members will arrive at the hospital and sign the necessary paperwork, which indicates that you agree to be responsible for all medical costs which exceed the limits of your automobile insurance and your health insurance. Believe me, ladies and gentlemen, that paperwork is a very significant moment for your family. At that moment, you will be in a state of terrible grief and fear, and you will be overwhelmed by this ordeal. You will not be thinking about how this event will ultimately lead you into bankruptcy after you find out that you or a loved one is catastrophically injured and that there are insufficient insurance coverages to provide you with the services and the medical products that you will really need. For hours you will wait at the emergency room, and after many diagnostic studies, it is determined that you have a brain injury or a spinal cord injury from your accident. Please believe me, this event will turn your family's life upside down immediately, and it will only get more challenging from there. Please let me ask you some questions. Who will pay your medical bills? What will the medical bills be? I know of a family whose son was injured in an automobile accident, and after numerous life-saving surgeries, their medical costs were $3 million. This tragedy causes families to go bankrupt, and it also causes hospitals to lose money because the families cannot pay their bills. Have you ever considered that you are only an automobile accident away from bankruptcy? Only an automobile accident away from a life-altering crisis for you and or your whole family? Would you like to change this very real threat of financial disaster? Would you be interested in having automobile insurance that provides unlimited medical benefit services, unlimited medical services, and rehabilitation benefits for life? Would you be interested in that? Would you like to pay around the national average cost for your automobile insurance and have it provide a compassionate solution for you and your family? You bet you would. Would you be willing to share this video with the media, your state legislature, your family and friends in order to change the law in your state, which can provide you with unlimited medical benefits in the event that you are catastrophically injured in an automobile accident? Have you heard about the whole process that you will go through if you or a loved one is traumatically injured? Please let me tell you. First, you will receive compassionate care from doctors and nurses at the hospital who will stabilize your condition. At this point, I do believe I cannot overemphasize how important nurses are. They will be giving you 100% of the tender, loving care that you need while in the hospital. And presently, there is a shortage of nurses in America, and it is projected to get worse. I know that every American needs this solution for many reasons, and one reason is to assure that we can honor nurses with excellent wages in order to retain the nurses that we have and provide a high-quality standard of living for nurses into the future. I believe you will really understand how important nurses are if you are stuck in a hospital bed with a catastrophic injury. Only then will their very real significance to you become painfully apparent. This issue of a nursing shortage is extra important as America starts to retire the baby boom generation. 70 million baby boomers will need more health services that will largely be delivered by nurses. Remember that once this law is changed in your state, then families will be able to receive 24-hour in-home nursing care. We will then need even more nurses. We all need this strong financial solution in order to pay excellent wages to nurses that will be needed in order to serve accident victims. Remember, 600,000 Americans have a brain injury in an automobile accident every year. So now that the doctors and the nurses have stabilized you in the hospital social worker will terrify you with the news that you must go home or take your loved one home. This is where my story gets amplified, ladies and gentlemen, with the reality that federal and state budgets are hemorrhaging with Medicaid costs, which are wholly inadequate to address the needs of these catastrophic injuries. Regarding Medicaid, please take note that billions of dollars are spent just to scratch the surface of the massive needs, and it does not have to be this way. Consider that every year in Florida, $11 billion is spent on Medicaid. Arizona spends $3.5 billion, and California spends $25 billion on Medicaid costs. So after the shock from the social worker, you of course will